And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out now come the Redskins. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And the drive begins with a run by Geis. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
Brissett now on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. Spins by. And now running right through it. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Come on now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, zero, nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
On second down, here's Newton. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They've got it first and goal at the 7. They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They were held to a field goal on their first drive. They want 6 now, but it's third and goal. Out of the gun, Newton. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Panthers add on to their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Gano out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Brissett now. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Third and short yardage. Brissett forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain. Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On third down, Brissett Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Another good run there for a guy named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here we go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Check safety. Check safety. Back. Ohio. Ohio. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Ohio. Ohio.
From the red zone now, Brissett. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first. Clock running as the Redskins try to hurry up.
Flex round. Flex round.
On play action, Brissett. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, as the first half is winding down, and the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your
He's got a man. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They give him a gain of 38.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, here's Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter three, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Throwing. Brissett. Off to Geis on the screen. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Julius Peppers able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12.
Let's go.
On the handoff, it's Geis. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Here we go.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Silver. Ohio.
On 1st and 10, Brissett dumps it off for Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Let's go. White 90. White 90.
Play action now. Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Richardson. And down inside the 15 he goes. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down. Brissett going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Ohio! Ohio! Here we go! What? 90! What? 90!
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Black round!
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though.
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a toss. This is McCaffrey. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Here's Newton. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Here we go! What? 90! What? 90!
A first down throw for Brissett. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, here's Brissett. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
Now a play fake here on first down. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, But I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
Let's go!
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis, and they'll get him down right about the 20. Stop made there by Julius Peppers.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
A second down throw for Brissett. He'll check it down to Geis. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Let's go! Try 38! Try 38!
Out of the gun, Brissett. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Panthers will get the football back. And the Panthers coming out now. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Do something. Gun. Hey. Express.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Flushed out right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Hey. Gun.
Newton to throw. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Pilardi now on the punt as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. but they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. He's back to throw. And Davis with it left side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Back to throw. They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They'll look to throw. Out to the left here to Reed. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here we go.
Cam Newton, 3 game-winning drives for the Panthers last year. He's got a chance to lead one here on 1st and 10.
Shoot some. Gun. Hey. 20.
He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Gun.
Back to throw. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Trying to hurry to the line on the very outskirts of field goal range.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to almost certainly win the football game. And he missed it. It's no good. But a flag is down here, so hold on. Let's see what this is about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to almost certainly win the football game. And Gano's kick is right through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Now a desperation, and that's caught inside the 30. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win. So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. The clock showing just one tick. This for the win. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll be all smiles in Georgetown tonight as the Redskins have won it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Washington, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our...
What's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. Keep the rest. Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone.